Hi, I'm Adam. I'm recording this video on chesswithcanaric.com. Today we're going to be discussing how to make a draw when you're playing with a bishop versus a rook in the endgame. Now, not all bishop versus rook endgames are a draw. There will be certain setups where the rook might win against the bishop. But today we're going to discuss a simple plan you can follow to try to make a draw in these endgames. Now, I would encourage you to stop here already and try to come up with a plan with the black pieces for how you would draw this game. So the plan for drawing these sort of endgames is actually very counterintuitive, because usually when you're being hunted down in the endgame, you want to try to keep your king in the middle of the board and try not to let it get cornered, because when it's stuck in the corner, let's say on h8, it could get checkmates. However, in endgames with the bishop versus the rook, you actually want to bring your king to the corner, but only specific color corners. And the reason for this will become clear in a minute. So you actually want to aim to bring your king to corners that are the opposite color to your bishop. So here in this position, black's bishop is on a light square. So because of this, we're trying to bring our king to a dark squared corner. And the reason for this is when the king is standing in a dark squared corner, the bishop can effectively block the checks by shuffling between g8 and h7. So okay, let's have a look at a sample line. So let's say we go king g7, white goes king e5, bringing their king into the attack with a tempo on the bishop. And now it's important that we keep our bishop and king close together, that way we don't lose the bishop. So we go bishop g8, and here the bishop and king can both defend each other. So okay, let's say white continues to corner our king with rook d7 check. Then black can go king h8. And okay, let's say we reach this position. Now at first glance here, it might look like black is in a lot of trouble, because maybe if white can bring their king over here, it might look like they could get a checkmate attack going. However, this is actually nothing to worry about with the black pieces. So first of all, we only have a few moves, so we might as well keep shuffling the bishop here into here to stop our opponent from doing anything useful. So let's say we go bishop h7. Now, a very important idea in these endgames is if white were to play a move like rook d8 check, after bishop g8 and king g6, black is actually in stalemate and this game is a draw, because our bishop can't move, or the rook will be checking the king, and white's king blocks our king from moving out. So they can't go for this sort of idea because it will be stalemate. So okay, let's go back. So rook d8 won't do. And if ideas like rook d8 don't work, then it's not so clear what you should try here with white. So okay, let's say white tries to bring the king around in front of our king, try to put some pressure on and attack the bishop. So okay, king g5, bishop g8, and king h6. And now this is an important moment, because now if we move the bishop to h7 and keep shuffling, white will simply capture the bishop and they'll win the game. So now we need to keep our bishop on this diagonal instead. So we need to shuffle it somewhere on this diagonal and then bring it straight back and repeat this for as long as we can. So let's say bishop a2. And again, if white goes rook d8, we just go bishop g8. And if they're to move the rook or the king, it will be a stalemate. So that doesn't work. So white's only sensible try in this position is an idea like rook h7. But now we simply go king g8, and white has no sensible ideas. Because if white moves the rook anywhere except a7 where it attacks the bishop, then we'll just move the king back into the corner. And if white goes for a move like, so let's say they go rook g7, we go king h8. And if they go king g6, then we get bishop to b1 check, skewering the king and the rook. So okay, that means the critical move in this position is rook to a7, attacking our bishop and preparing to give a check on a8. And now something really important we need to do here is we don't want to allow white to give this check, because if white was able to give this check, maybe they could force our king out of the corner and we'd have to start trying to make our drawing setup all over again. So here we can play a move like bishop d5, keep control of the checking square. So okay, let's say white goes rook d7 to continue with this setup. Now we can go bishop e6, and after rook d8, king f7. Although we've lost our control of the corner, here white is unable to make any progress, because in order to bring their king back around to a useful attacking square, they'd have to concede the g7 square, at which point we could go back for the setup. And if white shuffles their rook, we can just shuffle our bishop, and if they ever give check, we can go back into the corner. So although we're being forced out of the corner for one move, this isn't so scary. And if they play a move like king h7, we can always play a move like this, king h8, and white's king is stuck in the corner. So now whenever we get checked, we can just shuffle, and it's no big deal. Because in order to make progress, white will have to leave the corner again and let us go into it. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at why it's so important that the king goes into the opposite colored corner of their bishop, like we talked about earlier. So okay, let's just move this whole setup down to this side of the board. Let's say the rook was there. The king is here again, and our bishop is here. So now, let's park king here, because this makes more sense. So now if it's black's turn, and black goes for the same idea with bishop c8, now the big important point is that after rook b1, this is no longer stalemate. Because if we remember in the previous position, when the rook pinned the bishop to the king, the position was stalemate. However, because this isn't stalemate, and black can go king h1, black will lose the game after rook takes f1 check. And that's the main reason that the bishop has to be the opposite color corner to the bishop. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.